Hello everyone and welcome once again to more Mass Effect Mondays. Oh, stretch out the back a little bit. Yeah, I'm having a better day today, thank you. Had a bit of a little nap before coming online. I was so tired. I was sat there like an hour and a half ago, like, you know, doing the classic of like trying to keep your eyes awake, and just was like, I can't stream like this, I need to go for it. But, you know, managed to fall asleep for like half an hour or so. Dude. See if Karl's around. Is he alive? No?
Yellow.
Oh, there we go. He's in. Like the elegant panther that he is.
I'm here to make you make all the bad decisions. Kiss all the boys.
I mean, you know, kissing the boys might be a better decision than like what we've come to. I don't quite remember what we were doing. I think we were like on the second part of the DLC.
This is the most realistic RPG ever. We don't know what we're doing.
There's just dead bodies everywhere. It's like, well,
I can't think of a more realistic RPG than I just don't know what I'm doing with my life. Or at all.
I can't actually think of a more accurate depiction of the Shepherd. But like, Shepherd is so brutal that before we've even arrived in the building, everyone's dead.
Well, it's because they know. It's like, if like the Punisher was walking in, it's like, I'm just going to shoot myself in the head, because at least like the Punisher's feet means like a meat grinder.
Playing through Revengeance in one sitting, look at that.
What kind of a war runner do that every single week for 3 years? They'd have to have like nothing going on in their life, would there?
Or they'd have to be very dedicated, Karl.
That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it being dedicated.
I forgot about this DLC where like the AI is taking over, and for some reason they thought it was acceptable to just put in like this horrible noise every single time you're near the AI. It's like, great.
Oh, you still got stuck doing this mission?
Yeah, like I think we're like at the very end of this mission, yeah. Like, just like, brrr, every time you're fucking near this AI thing, it's like, great, thank you.
So this makes me feel so good.
Oh? This camera actually does track us a little bit. There we go, yeah. Well done. Well done, video games. Okay, let's destroy that camera.
Well, the thing is though, they could be, that could be a bit better than the Metal Gear cameras, where they can look 4 foot in front of them and can be fooled by just walking next to the wall.
Yeah.
One of my like favourite tropes in video games is blowing up cameras to lower the amount of suspicion. It's like, if I was like watching security cameras and one of them blew up, that's the most suspicious thing ever.
Yeah, if all of a sudden half of my cameras just went out, it's like, maybe something's going on. Hi, Polly. Is this DLC heartbreaking in the sense of like it actually has a good resolution on the story, or is it heartbreaking just this is shit? This is a shit show.
Arriving at level 2.
It's heartbreaking to watch and just think, man.
Because currently, it's just been a shit show.
Arriving at level 4. Arriving at level 6. System malfunction.
Oh no. Yeah, he's messing with.
Arriving at level 2. Arriving at level 4. Arriving at level 6. System malfunction.
No, the AI just doesn't want to leave.
Resetting elevator.
Okay.
Arriving at level 2. Resetting elevator.
So it goes up to
Arriving at
every
level
time
2.
we press
Arriving
this.
at level 4. Arriving at level 6.
So what can we do to like get down? I also did I did start a new playthrough of Elden Ring in terms of I made a new character to play the first couple of hours and get used to the game again so that I could return to my proper save file.
And how is that going?
The Elden Beast sucks. Can go do
We
one.
talked right earlier. It's the absolute worst part of the entire game.
System malfunction.
Oh. Level 3
Like
access required.
Like the Elden Beast
Arriving
thing.
at level 3.
Yeah, it can just well and truly go do one. So, I'm literally.
Arriving at level
I decided.
5.
Oh
Arriving
well.
at level 7.
I'll go and do the Elden Beast to go, see the end of the game at least. And the one thing I forgot to mention to Karl as well is how great.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's a guest prime there. Oh!
Silent.
So I just thought, if I can't beat Millennium Mode before the game, before the DLC drops, at very least I'll
Yeah.
I started trying to practice Radagon and got pretty good at that. The Elden Beast, and my Mimic was not surviving to a great amount through the first portion of the fight, and I was...
Yeah, the Mimic might not be your best bet. Get the Loretta, I think she's called.
Right.
Either Loretta or there's a knight that's got a bow and arrow. It's like Loretta is the archer girl who just never misses, and will just basically she'll sit at the back of the thing and not get hit and just shoot arrows the entire time.
Okay, maybe. But
get any of the summons that have arrows.
Yeah. Because I was I was doing that thing of just, well, I'm gonna go in and Black Flame is those kind of ones where it's the Black Flame and Golden
Level
Moon
6.
they're all meant to be pretty damn good. I'm gonna, oh my god, I'm really gonna turn
Please
that audio.
contact
Holy
facility
shit.
support.
Fuck that audio. Absolutely. So apologies how loud that was. Hopefully that's turned it down for people.
They threw my shields. You see that?
But yeah, so I was using my Black Flame and I was like, oh, I'll just send in my Mimic with just Black Flame as well.
Yes, there's a bunch of stuff you can do with the Mimics, cheese it out.
Because at first I was oh, well, I'll put on Golden Vow and the Jellyfish Shield and all this and try a complicated build. And instead of being useful, my Mimic just kept walking around using the Jellyfish Shield buff and Golden Vow constantly instead of just attacking.
The problem with the Mimic's tier is really, really, really good if you make it do one thing. Make it do one thing, and it's great. But if you give it too much to do, it will just flip between doing all of them.
Yeah.
Because that's in FP, so it can do anything. That's why a really good thing to do is if you're a spellcaster, equip one spell, your best spell, and 2 staff, and walk in with that as you summon it, and then immediately before the boss gets ready, switch to another loadout.
Don't be surprised if this
And now all your Mimic Tail will do is cast the best spell you have over and over and over again. Because what I did, I went in with my dragon incantations and just equipped the best dragon incantation, the big giant laser one, 2 talismans, walked in, and then as soon as the Mimic Tail come in, just switch off to my ultra great sword.
Yeah. Because at that point, after a couple of runs, I just went, fuck it, I'm just gonna put a regular shield on and Black Flame, and then me and my Mimic Tier were just tearing Radagon apart when I started learning how to dodge it properly. Yeah,
he's a really fun fight. I love the really deliberateness to how hard he hits. It gets you a few times until you get into the swing of it, and then when you're dodging through his giant lightning explosions, fuck yeah.
I will say, kind of bullshit. A, how much damage you take when you perfect parry one of his moves, and B, just the fact that I think it's 3 or 4 times where you have to parry him before he will ever get staggered by a parry.
I think one of the worst things in Elden Ring and all Souls games is the parry. Where if you don't get the timing right, you get the animation of slapping this thing to the side, but still take the full damage.
There's that, but there was times where it would make the parry sound. I'd get reduced damage.
Yep.
But it's it's a perfect parry, but it doesn't act like a perfect parry because obviously it's part of the final boss. But yeah, what I mentioned is like I got a couple of people in, tried to do it that way with summoning people instead.
And the problem is when you summon people, bosses get twice as much health.
Yeah. The thing is,
That's
though,
the
Karl,
problem. Like, summoning is an absolute lie because, like they say, it makes the game easier. It gives the boss double health.
yeah, and like it scales per the amount of people.
Yeah, so if you end up with 3 people, you have to. It's like they do the same thing in Monster Hunter, where if you have 4 hunters, the monster gets 8 times as much health. Because the thinking is that you'll be stunning it more, but if you don't play efficiently, it can take twice as long to kill.
Yeah, and like multiple times, you know, one of the people that I summoned in would like immediately die or something. Just run in and get killed by like the insta-grab attack or something.
Yep.
And the thing is, I forgot how to do co-op in Elden Ring, 'cause it's been a while. So the first
it's such
time,
a nightmare in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
When it makes you like, oh, use this specific item to ring a bell, to call someone. But every other game is just you press the button and ask for help.
The thing is, instead of asking for help, the first time I did it, I sent my summon sign down.
Oh, so you were going in to help
So
someone
I
else?
went in to go help somebody else, killed both bosses first time, did it for them, and I haven't been able to do it on my save file yet.
That's also bullshit as well. Like, yeah, if you do it for someone else, it should count in your game.
Like, we went in, and 3 of us all held our weight, all, like, survived until the very end, split up, got, like, perfect double kill on, like, you know, Radagon and then the Elden Beast. Fucked off, and I've still got to now beat the Elden Beast. I'm like, did it.
It's an awful fringe case, but if you play through the entire game in co-op, the person who plays with you in co-op doesn't get any progress or get to keep any items.
So I've defeated the Elden Beast, but I haven't defeated the Elden Beast the right way. So I've not beat the game yet.
So I think the Elden Beast is the worst part of the entire game, just because it feels so anticlimactic after like the Godfrey fight and the Radagon fight and the Melania fight. And it's these awesome like one-on-ones, or like even the Moog fight is more of a gimmick, but just like visually it looks amazing. When he casts like nils and it does like the 3-2-1 countdown and obliterates the universe. You fight the Elden Beast and it's like, well, I'm going to hide underground and shoot lasers at you. It's like, no, this is what I do. I'm the spellcaster.
I'm also quite intrigued about what's going on here, because I believe he was talking to like a Geth first, and then now he's talking to someone called like David, and I think it's that like maybe they've turned David into an AI or something here.
Hell. Yes.
But I forgot to just activate the rule.
I'm making a cup of tea so I can't see your screen, but I can hear your lovely voice.
Just coming in. Making my channel points work. I knew there was something I forgot to do before I went live. And it was just set my little bot up to make the rewards work and that, and just change that for Mass Effect Day. But got that sorted there, and then as we take the pride sausages down, we can transition into having the little paragon text up.
The powerful pride sausage.
The renegade text. Because like I sat there and just looked at my computer screen for a minute and went, "No, I've done everything. I'm okay." Like I was like in the back of my head, I'm like, "There's something wrong. I haven't done something," and it just took me until now to be like, "Yeah, I haven't changed it to like have those settings up." So as Paul just...
Yeah, people don't appreciate how hard it is to be a streamer. Really difficult, mate, isn't it?
It's just there's a lot going on, is all I'll say. But
there's a lot. It's so difficult.
Also, Spectre, thank you for like appreciating the pride sausages.
No better than the pride sausage. You got to be proud of your sausage.
We always love those pride sausages. And then just like the long boy in chat as well.
That's the thing. The pride sausage is completely harmless. Makes people feel welcome and then pisses off bigots. Like
it's the perfect combo, isn't it?
It costs you nothing to do. It makes people feel welcome, and then the people who get annoyed by it are the people you don't want to talk to anyway.
But yeah, as I mentioned, like, you know, you can use your viewpoints like Barley to influence whether we play neutral, Paragon, or Renegade, just using the Paragon mode and the Renegade mode in chat for your rewards. But
how much do you want Commander Shepard to look bipolar? Like, Commander Shepard, you're suddenly going Paragon this run, so shut up. Oh my god, Lucas, what's a line that you would want put into Mass Effect? Like a meme line you would want, like, just to be having the games as like a thing you could say. Do you like when they had like Fallout 3 or New Vegas, where it's like the Rorschach test? It's like always thought it said like two bears high-fiving, and it's like modded it in. Is there a line you'd want like Shepard to say? I would want the line from the Sims Way. Why do you think that would work? Shut up, that's why. I want Shepard to say that. I'm like, Shepard, why do you think that'd work? Like, shut up, that's why.
See, part of me just wants the ability during any dialogue. I don't know why this came to my mind, but just do like the William Dafoe of like, I'm something of a scientist myself. But I would love it if like you had the ability to say it like at the end of combat, where you just in dialogue and just shoot someone, or you just like clear an entire room, and then Shepard stands back and is like, yeah, that's right, I'm something of a scientist myself.
You should say it all the time, of like, I don't want to hurt anyone if you're firing like 2 shotguns directly into people's faces.
Like, Shepard didn't mean to kill, only maim or seriously injure. You know that's a lie when it comes to Shepard. Shepard always intends to kill.
You think that looks like your screen as you said that, and you just fired like a fucking rocket launcher.
So yeah, this David guy, they literally turned him into like a human computer.
That sounds pretty rad. Give me that. Give me that future.
Well, you literally say that if you had that option, you don't want it.
Yeah, but it would be pretty fun for a little bit.
Oh god, I think maybe this VI is like, it's not working properly because like David is just like, please end it, just kill me.
Yeah. Like, okay, so let's talk about this then. So we've mentioned on the videos before of like this concept to me is horrifying because it's not you. It is 100% not. It is a copy of your consciousness. So it seems like, but it's not you.
I'm all on board for like, you get to keep like your head and your brain and just give me a new body. Like, if you could give me a fully biotic body where I don't have to worry about, like, breaking my bones anymore or having back pain or anything like that, sign me the fuck up. But if it's a case of, oh, we're going to, you know, put your fucking brain onto a hard drive and plug it into a computer, then no, I'm not really. Unless I'm about to die and it's like, but you can create, like, upon your death, you could create an AI of you that could fuck everyone around. It's like, maybe then, if I was literally about to die. But generally speaking, I don't like the idea of, no, just transferring your conscious.
Because then, again, it's not you. It is a copy of you. It's like the moment that your body is transferred into that new thing, or like your mind is, it's a copy of it. So you no longer exist. And that's why but the problem is because it looks and sounds exactly like you, no one believes that you're dead.
I also don't think we have no party members from the looks of it.
No, you don't need them. They're all dead, you're an AI now. That's my issue with being like turning into like a robot body, because it's not you, so it's not something I'd want, because essentially it's become now a copy of me that everyone's going to assume is me, and therefore does not care that I'm dead. So that'll be the thing. I'll be like, I'm with the boomers on this one.
Yeah, as I say, like, biotic body, I'm all for 100%, like, day one. But yeah, in terms of make me a robot, nah, I'll probably leave it there.
Is that it's when it becomes like that is literal transhumanism, like beyond what like the human form.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of Elon Musk, just like they literally somehow got like a neural link put in a person.
Oh, that person's dead.
Yeah, I don't. It's not that I don't understand the physical ability to do it. The fact that all it's been doing is like killing every monkey that they've put it on.
Yeah, but we're better than monkeys. We're more complex, which means obviously it's going to work better, right?
And for some reason, like, I don't know how they've legally gotten away with doing it.
It's a volunteer, Lucas. Can you like? There's going to be some weird Elon Musk fanboy who volunteers.
But I'm like, still that counts as voluntary or not? That counts as like human trial testing, which I think you still have to be approved for, even with volunteers. As far as I was aware, anyway. Also, yeah, the Sizzle Scyther thing of like keeping the same base stats is exactly why I went with an EVO Light Sizzle Scyther. Why I tried that out, because like, yeah, just Scyther and Sizzle were essentially like not far off the same Pokemon.
Yeah, besides the typing.
Like, yeah, the Steel typing really helps out apart from Fire type, but now that we've got Terror, it's like, you would think that Sizzle's become a really good option, because you could just Terror out of having the 4 times weakness, but just power creep. Oh, I'm really not a fan of Cleavor. I mean, I'm definitely not a fan of the fucking move it uses, where it's like, I think it's like 80 base power move that sets Stealth Rock down. It's like, fuck off.
Why? Why do they put that so powerful?
I don't know the exact stats of the move or anything, but it hits like a fucking truck and puts Stealth Rocks down.
It's already powerful. It's already powerful enough without making you put Stealth Rocks down.
I do like the idea of David doesn't want to be here. It's like, yeah, don't put my brain inside of a robot. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, it's that famous tweet, isn't it, of like, you know, just weirdo like tech fanboys of like, we have now built the Torment Nexus from famed sci-fi novel Do Not Build the Torment Nexus. It'll never stop being accurate.
Just
like, do not build the
everything we've ever conceited about this idea has always, you know, every single person that's thought of it, at least in, you know, a fictional sense and a writing sense, has always come down on the line of, this is a horrible thing to, please do not do it. Like, David is telling us right now, make it stop. And yeah, the first thing
there's so many like movies where it happens, of like the instant like you turn it on, it wants to kill itself.
And the first thing that Elon Musk is thinking is like, yeah, this would actually be a great idea. You know what we should do? We should make sure that plenty of animals and humans are tested on and murdered before we implement this. This is the double whammy of just, not only are they doing it, they're also just full on gonna just kill people while they're at it. I'm sorry, David. We will make it stop. Oh, that's the thing as well. He's still just like a husk. His body. Oh, yeah. That. Don't sign me up for that.
Yep. Yo, mate. Thing is, though, this is super interesting, and if it would have just been you walked in and found this, and there's like one guest outside.
I just want this part of the mission, yeah.
I'm begging you. Don't do anything rash.
Because like, that's the thing as well, like, you know, there are people out there who think, well, no, this is fine, because, you know, it's, even though the guy's begging for help, like, he's still alive. Is that not better than being dead? Some people would argue, you know, anything to stay alive.
I'm now just like, it seems as though Barley wants us to be paragon right now. I wonder why. It's like, yeah, just be nice to David. David doesn't deserve this.
He really doesn't.
Like forcing your own brother into an experiment.
I know how this must look, but I never intended any harm to come to him.
I never intended any harm to come to him. As there's just two entire, like, giant feeding tubes jammed into his mouth, like, fucking hell.
Like, all things considered, that guy's having a pretty rough time of it, let's be honest.
Oh, God. It was an accident. It all seemed so harmless. Until I started jamming more needles into my brother's brain.
So he's not even got legs.
He does have them.
Where are his legs?
They're dangling.
Is he like below the machine? Oh yeah, sorry. I just thought he was like a torso.
God, just like those metal pins, like right the way through his arms.
So there's a couple of movies that this reminds me of. And this is like, because I love my sci-fi, I love my body horror. This is bad. This is up there.
This is pretty damn bad. I was asked to find a way to avoid that. Of like, oh, so you just sacrificed your brother.
And how
That was not
died for this
much worse it could get than this.
More souls than
To constantly be aware, constantly feeling pain.
I won't apologize
And this is,
for
you know,
vocalizing
this is the classic,
my
the
work
greater good
was
argument.
a million
Is one person's life
My
not worth
works.
the rest of the universe? It's like, okay, but what about if it was your life? Would
Yeah.
you want to be in there? Well, fuck no, like I want to be in there.
Just, if my work spares a million mothers mourning the loss of a million sons, my conscience will rest easy. But I get it. I understand the argument.
Is
But-
that thing, if the guy volunteered, sure.
Yeah, you've essentially ripped all of the humanity out of your brother, and in doing so, you've also lost all humanity of your own self.
Well, it's the Captain America argument, isn't it? Of like, one life should not stand before trillions. It's like, but it
Damage
should.
may not be permanent. He might recover some semblance of his mind.
Yeah, and the idea that, like, yeah, Cerberus are gonna see this and have a fucking field day.
Yeah. It's like, oh, sick, let's just exploit you more.
Can put the volume back up. Thank you, that's a good shout. So I normally have it at like 40% and I put it down to like 25% because like those AI blares were just like, ugh, just murdering my ears.
Well, these are the interesting parts of, like, you know, a sci-fi game or piece of media, and like these are the questions that I want to be getting asked in a game like Mass Effect. So like, is it worth sacrificing this guy for what he might be? It's like, and it's one of those very real questions of what you said there, like the greater good. It's like, okay, it'll say for the greater good, but when you actually face with what you have to do. So
It's
are you
like-
familiar with? Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah, it's just, are you gonna be the one? Oh fucking hell, just like crying.
30.1.
Yeah, the idea that like this guy has gone, you know what, I'm willing to take the sacrifice of being the bad guy here to make sure that millions don't die fighting the Geth.
If he dies, it's unforgivable.
It's like, are you familiar with? There's a very controversial, and it's only it's weird. It's controversial, like in the sense that, you know, it got pitched by an actual like person high up in the government. It was like some like a philosopher or something who was like asked about what would be the most ethical way to, you know, like, launch a nuke or something like that. And they said, well, there's only one thing that I think would be ethical, and it will be have a volunteer who volunteers to have the nuclear codes implanted in their chest, and they follow the president around. And if the president wants to launch a nuclear missile, they have to stab that person and get the codes out of their chest. So they have to physically take a life to press that button. If they're unable to take one life, they shouldn't have the ability to take millions.
And, you know, it's obviously a very like severe example, but yeah, the
It's
idea
like the trolley
that
problem, isn't it? Yeah.
if they're not comfortable with making the sacrifice of killing one person, why do they have the power to just like press one button and annihilate potentially millions?
Yeah, and that's like the thing there. Is like they're not. And like, I remember when they pitched that, I was like, "That's horrific." It's like more horrific than incinerating a million people.
And yeah, you know, obviously, right now we're on Paragon mode, so we're gonna save David. I'd want to save David. It's like, look at the guy just in the background. It's like, are we really gonna sit here and go like, yeah, that's fine. Just, you know what? Let us know when you're done, and we'll sort it out. It's like, no.
It's that situation where if you were having this conversation in abstract, you might be swayed the other way.
But watching David hang there with just tubes and pins and wires and everything, just, yeah, you can't look at that and go, no, this is perfectly acceptable. So David's coming with
I've
us.
seen enough of your cruelty to know he'll never be free from it here. I'm taking him away.
No, leave him! He's too valuable!
Oh my god, Shepard just
You even think about coming after
fucking
your brother in
dodged a
this
bullet.
way.
dodged a point-blank range
And we'll
Mass
see who's
Effect
valuable.
bullet.
Where will you take him?
I also missed the
Grissom
Paragon
Academy.
trigger pull because I'm
Help
not used to
special
being in
cases like
Paragon mode. I'm used to ignoring
Minus
those
the
in this
torture.
playthrough, so apologies.
I imagine Paragon was like
Contact the
knocking
Academy
him
and
the
let them know
fuck
we've
out.
got someone who needs their help.
But can we
There
just
is someone
appreciate,
who
yeah,
can fire me if
I know that
anything like
she
it.
watched him lift up his arms, but Shepard just point blank just dodged a fucking headshot from 3 foot away. Just,
Don't mess with me. That's all as well. Like the guy's conscious.
the entire time.
So there's a similar concept, oddly enough, in the 40k universe. I believe they're called like servitors or something. Our mutual friend who works for the company was telling me about them. And they are basically, once you've died, sometimes the Imperium will take your skull, hollow it out, and put a bunch of robot shit in there. And like they'll use your brain for its processing power. And it just flies around doing like odd jobs. And you just see like these like little skulls flying around doing odd jobs, and eventually like they just stop working. And the really, really harrowing thing is, it's like, oh no, we wiped the brain. The process isn't perfect, so sometimes you'll see them like wander around, go into corners and just look really dejected. Sometimes they'll like just fly into like engines and stuff to kill themselves. But for the most part, they work.
Most of the time it's okay, but sometimes we just make little sentient heads that are struggling for the rest of their existence.
Yeah, and constantly being needled with information and just like forced into like just endless slavery. And then Luke, remember, there are people out there who are like, hey, you know what? The Imperium's kind of right. I'm kind of digging their vibe. It's like, do you want to be the serving skull?
Oh dear. Servo skulls, God.
Oh, it's servo skulls, and servitors are basically lobotomized humans. So it's the servo skulls, they fly around doing odd jobs, and the servitors are like robots with human parts where they say they wipe the mind, but sometimes the servitors just start crying and go insane because they don't wipe the brain properly.
I wonder why. Also, yeah, like that last little bit, that's all that DLC. Like, obviously they can't sell that as DLC, but like
that's the thing that sucks. Like,
just
that was a really
flesh out that
interesting
conversation and that argument, and like, yeah, put a little bit of just that last mission that we just played today. That could have been a DLC and just like flesh out the conversation a bit more, get a bit more dialogue going.
All I wanted from that was that conversation we just had. Like the conversation that derives from, okay, is it right to let this guy go in there?
And we spent all that time, like last week, just going like, this is a terrible DLC. This is fucking awful. What are they doing? Make it stop. And then it ends with like, oh, they had a really good nugget of an idea here. And I wish I could have seen more of that.
Like, super interesting sci-fi concept. Let's go. Not an original one by any means, but absolutely a interesting one that I want to see.
Yeah, and just I can't believe that DLC actually had a good resolution. I'm glad, but fuck, man, it could have been just more of the backstory of that and storytelling to do with that.
Lucas, this came out at the same time as Gears of War.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
That's the thing is they looked at Mass Effect 1. And then just went, look, make it more wide appeal and mainstream and actiony. And then obviously Mass Effect 2 was such a lauded game in terms of critically, sales, etc. Just community feedback and everything. That they went, right. So the thing that was good was make it more action. Got it. That's the lesson we take away from this. It's like, oh!
Not like the really cool shit like that.
And
it's a super interesting conversation.
The thing is, wouldn't you have thought when they see like, oh, Mass Effect 2, one of the greatest rated games of all fucking time, really, like, as I say, just across the board, fantastic feedback. Would you not have thought, okay, we got the balance right here?
Yep.
Not just make it more of a shooter then. Is it no? You had it right. You had it on. Dead on. Oh, dear. That's the thing. It's like, even now, it's like, from the Elusive Man, obviously, who, Mr. Sinister himself, he's not exactly a good guy. But he's like, oh, I'm familiar with the work. We've taken his brother into an academy. It's like, I don't condone Dr. Archer's actions, but they did provide a breakthrough we've been sorely lacking thus far. We'll likely never find another individual with David's unique talents. Your decision's understandable. It's set our efforts to understand the Geth back several years.
Do you know what you should say to him? Why don't you get in it?
Yeah, but like that's the thing is that David's brain was the only one that was like capable of that essentially, and it's like yeah, it's heartbreaking. But I also see the pragmatic side of like this is a war, and you've just set back like the battle against the Geth and the Reapers, like by not a marginal amount.
And what you say to them is, you get in it.
Yeah, 100%. And I always argue on the side to clarify. I always argue on the side of like, no, that person should not be put through that, and we should find other ways to, fight this battle. But just the conversation is interesting.
Of course, yeah. But the thing you've always got to remember is like when you're saying, well, no, come on, it's like is it really that bad? Would you want to be in that machine?
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to be in that? Of course I fucking wouldn't, exactly. But you could be if there's something that there might be like, something that you could provide that no one else can, and now you've agreed that it's for the greater good.
Yep.
How may I help you,
And that's the, like,
Is there anything I should know?
Nothing right now.
How
Anything
about
else, Commander?
we hook you up, Mr. Keep calling him Mr. Sinister. He is Mr. Sinister, but elusive man. How about we hook you up to that machine and see whether it does work on you or not?
Yeah.
And you know what? If it doesn't, we'll take you back down and we'll put you into recovery. Like, but give it a shot, and then if you give it a shot, we'll maybe try David again.
We won't do it for too long, like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
That'll be all.
I'll be here if you need
It's more the fact, would they be willing to go through something like that? To help out the in the same way that they're saying like, oh, but David could have contributed to the effort more if you just kept him hooked up. But okay, it's not necessarily that you should be hooked up because your brain will help. It's you should be hooked up to put your money where your mouth is.
It's when you look at that, and if I'm sat there and I'm seeing them do that, I just look and go, is humanity even worth fucking saving?
Yeah.
What are we fighting? Like, what are we fighting for at this point? If this is how we gotta win, like, if this is how we have to win, fuck this.
It's always that thing, isn't it? Of, is it worth losing your humanity in order to save humanity? Because at that point, like, what humanity is left? I really hope that like the influence of Baldur's Gate 3 is felt within BioWare. It doesn't seem like things have been going well in that studio over the past decade.
Not by much now.
And obviously Anthem was shocking. God knows how long it's been since they started working on the Dragon Age game. And yeah, I hope the best for Mass Effect 5. But it's just when you see like, a lot of the people that made Mass Effect Trilogy happen are like no longer there, and like how much has games changed over the years, and it's like I really do hope that Mass Effect 5 especially is early enough in development where, oh hey, like maybe we should learn a few lessons from Baldur's Gate. And yeah, Baldur's Gate BioWare made Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and one of the head writers who had been, I think, at BioWare for maybe about 20-ish years, like 15 to 20 years, they got laid off in like the month or two preceding Baldur's Gate 3, like winning all these awards and everything. And it's like, in the same just breath, people were saying Baldur's Gate 3 has like won, most Game of the Year awards. Obviously, Tears of the Kingdom got some, but like a bunch of them went to Baldur's Gate 3, and head writer on Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 has been laid off from BioWare because fuck them. Right? And you know exactly why people like that, the veterans, get laid off. Is because they have the highest salaries.
Yeah.
But is their skill and experience not worth keeping on board for future titles? Their salaries are high. because they've obviously had raises and promotions from being part of a company for 15 to 20 years. So they're probably being paid higher than if you fired them and just paid someone the average rate.
It just reminds me a little bit of like when Elon Musk took over Twitter. And he's like, you know what? We need to fire people. So we're going to fire the people who've written the least code over the last couple months. Not realizing that the people who write the least code are the people who write the most efficient and important code.
Yeah. It's that whole...
We just saw numbers on a screen while they write the least, get rid of them. It's like, well, they're the people. If it's the least amount of code, you don't want to read it. It's probably something really critical or something really efficient. It's probably really good code.
Yeah, it's the same of like, oh, well, you know, do you believe that a job should be paid hourly or should it just be a flat fee? It's like, well, you know, of course, if it takes someone longer, I'm going to pay them more. Like, no, you should probably be paying someone more if they can do the job quicker to the same level of skill.
It's always the problem, isn't it? Like, all being paid by the hour does is just teach you to just half-ass it.
Exactly, it teaches you to do as little as possible per hour to just drag it out and get paid more. Whereas if you just say to somebody, regardless of how long this is take, I'm going to pay you $1,000. Like, well, if someone can come in and quickly do that with a great amount of skill and just get it fucking done, then that's way more valuable than someone arsing around and taking 3 times the amount of time.
It's the classic one, isn't it? Of all being at work teaches you is that doing well, doing good at your job is rewarded with more work.
Mm-hmm. Being efficient is detrimental to your livelihood.
And the only person who thinks that way are weird middle managers who think that if you're not like working 24 hours a day, you're like not being paid.
You know what? I'm gonna take the hooded team in.
Go for it. You're gonna be mysterious if you're going to see the Shadow Broker.
Team mystery. Zaid. Like accidentally click on the no. Just the most mysterious man in the world. Because he won't have a fucking conversation with us. I like the idea of just Tally sending the explosive drone.
Just to see.
Baldur's Gate 3 get an official mod. Or go.
Oh, there's going to be so much fucking sex mods in that. There's going to be like 15 billion sex mods.
Like, people are already so horny in that game. It's just gonna become like D&D porn simulator if you install the right mods.
There's going to be so much porn in that game. Like, I can't wait to give Shadowheart even bigger tits.
It's going to immediately be mods of like, make it so that if I fuck up my romance decisions, they still stay with me anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be weird people who like. You didn't play Detroit Become Human, did you?
No, I didn't know.
Okay, so Detroit Become Human, like the whole point, it's a really, really thinly veiled allegory for the civil rights movement, even though the director went, no, it's not. But like, the robots in it gain sentience, go on like their version of the Million Man March, and they request it's free, humans get scared and just shoot them all because he was a dick.
Yeah, it's very much a literal, I believe, as far as I was aware from like trailers and pre-release content, is they talking about robot slavery.
Robot slavery, yeah. It's the most on-the-nose shit ever, and they still claim it's not, which is hilarious.
I mean, David Cage is just a hack, yeah.
Yeah, of course, the biggest hack ever. And one of the things that you have on your main menu is you have just one of the robots talking to you. And throughout the game, she'll like talk to you, don't ask you questions, and she's just like, a nice, like a VI. Like, in this game. But as the story goes on, and like, the story of the robots wanting sentience, they've got sentience and they want to be free, that robot, towards the end of the game, will ask you, can I go? I don't like being here. I want to go be with my people. You can choose to let them go. But enough fans complain that they like having her on their main screen, they release an update that put her back. It's completely undoing the entire message of the game.
Oh, Farron! The third Drell. I forgot about Drell number 3.
Oh, that's what his name should be. His name should be Drell number 3.
Why did the Shadow Broker want
I do like the idea that we've come back to Liara after all this time and gone, yeah, Cerberus gave us information on the Shadow Broker. I was like, great, excellent, let's get moving. And we've had this information since like we first met Liara.
Well, they gave me intel to...
And Shepard's just putting on an act like, oh yeah, they've just sent the information over. It's great.
After I got out, I gave you to them. They said they could bring you back.
That you could bring you back. It's like, well, I think they brought me back perfectly. Replicated 100% perfectly fine. It's just the eyes. Are these the eyes that you fell in love with last time, Liara?
So my dick is even bigger. So what? Shut up. My woman dick is so big. Let's go.
Are these the eyes that you fell in love with in Mass Effect 1 and Romance does?
Yes.
Just, yeah.
Those deep robotic eyes. My favourite.
It's good to have a better picture of what's going on. So what's our next move?
I don't know. I need to prepare, to think. I'm going home. Use my terminal if you need any local intel.
You okay?
But, yeah, it's... I mean, would you recommend playing Detroit Become Human then?
Now I have the chance to
no.
rescue.
I'd recommend playing it if you can get it really cheap.
Oh, I own it.
Oh, it's the most on the note. And okay, I'll tell you what, it's worth playing if you play through the whole thing and keep in mind that the director was genuinely trying to insist there is no message behind what I'm creating. This is our own original story, not inspired by anything that's happened in real life.
And to clarify, I'm not a moron that buys things that don't play. It's just that, like, my partner works at PlayStation and got a code for the game. So it's just been, like, on my library for years. Like, yeah. I like that Liara's like, feel free to use my my intel. Just Liara's terminal. Use. There is no information available. Thanks, Liara. Oh, I stopped Beyond Two Souls. Like, I remember, like, Heavy Rain, I played, you know, roughly when it came out. Like, it was very unlike most games I've played before, and I was like, man, this seems like a really cool thing. And then me and my friend were really excited for Beyond Two Souls coming out, and they'd pre-ordered it. I'd gone round to theirs for the weekend to, like, play through it, and we got a few hours in and just stopped.
Yep. Everyone has always the exact same reaction when it comes to that.
Like, we literally both took time out, sat there, he'd pre-ordered it, super excited to play it. You know, it had, like, what, it had Willem Dafoe in it, right?
Oh yeah, Willem Dafoe, Elliot Page. Yeah,
Willem Dafoe and Elliot Page as, like, the two of the main cast. Super cool idea, and just, yeah. Then it was that bad that we didn't even play through the game. We just went and put something else on.
Yep, it's terrible. Like, David Cage is a hack. And I'll always, like, you know, shout out, like, the best friends, like, playthroughs of all of his games. Because they just, like, you know, just highlight how much of a fucking hack he is.
Take a cab to Liara's. Okay, so go to the docking area, take a cab to Liara's apartment. Wait. Oh, Liara's just, like, inviting us back to it. She's not messing about.
And she knows. What's your like, proper swag apartment as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's, I don't know whether it is a finished story or not, because I've not finished it, but, like, I 100%, based off what I've heard of that game, believe that. So it's like, yeah, it just isn't.
It is not a finished story.
Yeah.
And it's just really funny as well, like, to play through all these games. Like, no, I'm not trying to say anything with my... It's like, I can't imagine any position for, like, you know, a creator more, like, just depressing than I have no message with what I'm creating.
Especially when the type of, like, interactive storytelling games that they're making, I have no message behind the story I'm telling. What?
Well, what it really means is, I mean, it's like something like Ubisoft, like, we're not trying to say anything political. It's like, we want to use this imagery, but don't want to engage with the conversation because it's difficult.
Excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know where I can find
just
Serena?
we don't
She's not here anymore.
want to accidentally
She was
piss off
helping out.
any group of
She took a
people
job
by
off-world.
officially
Didn't say
saying
where.
that we have a
Gave me
statement to
something
make.
for you. Looks like
We're
a
hoping
message.
that if we just don't
listen
say
to it later.
anything, or
Oh,
say that
sure.
we're not saying anything
See
about
ya.
this, that everyone will just buy our game.
Oh yeah.
And that's you know, it's the same thing where you know, we mentioned plenty of times like the fact that most content creators, it's that they speak out because they're afraid of like getting rid of potential viewers. It's the exact same thing of like, well, David Cage, or at very least the team behind not Beyond Two Souls, Detroit Become Human, they clearly had opinions and wanted to say something about the idea of slavery through robot slaves, but for marketing purposes, if you say anything about that, it's potentially a sale that's lost by aggravating someone.
Yeah. Then you got Wolfenstein, it's like, no, fuck it, let's go.
They're just full on like, yes, we are going to actively punch Nazis in the face and encourage it. And if you're offended by that, fuck off.
Sorry.
We don't understand why you're playing Wolfenstein.
Poems are getting on my nerves.
No, why would you play Wolfenstein if this is what you think?
Rogan's reading those love poems to get your attention?
His name is Char. We're kind of dating, but, well, we're on a break. And he's trying to show me how sensitive he is by, well, wooing me. It's really bad.
I'll talk to you later.
I ain't got time for this right now. Sorry.
The store's over there. And don't get cute. The whole place is monitored.
It's one of those. It sounds like a cool idea, and again, you know, the conversations about like the humanity of these robots and stuff like that, I find really interesting. And also, it's got Clancy Brown being a dickhead in it, and
Clancy Brown's the best.
Clancy Brown's fucking great at being a dickhead.
No, you just
Like,
Clancy Brown
acting as a
in
dickhead,
general is
obviously.
fucking awesome.
It's one of those weird things where I've weirdly watched a lot of content over the past couple of years that happens to star Clancy Brown, or like at least have him in a prominent role, and I'm like, oh yeah, Clancy Brown's actually awesome.
So you're a SpongeBob fan, then?
I mean, obviously, like I'd watched SpongeBob, and that for a long time was my main example of what Clancy Brown was in. Is like he's Mr. Krabs.
It's great that he's I love how he's Mr. Krabs. He sounds nothing like it.
Yeah, but you can hear that little intonation every now and then.
But he's also, like, you know, you watched Starship Troopers the other day. It's him.
Yeah. He's literally the hero of that story, quote unquote.
Yeah, and it happens completely off screen.
Yeah.
Another like joke people don't get. It's like, oh, you know, the main story happens off screen. It's like, because the main story is about catching the bug. It's about the person realizing that the propaganda works.
Just yeah, there was like another one that I watched where like was Dexter New Blood.
Why?
Is he in that as well?
Yeah, he's in that, and he's
Thank you, officer.
one of the people that carry that show. Like the writer of that show is not great.
No, you're not saying the main actor. You're saying Clancy Brown.
No, I think like Dexter as well is like. But the issue with Dexter is that he's got to kind of be a bit more of a bland reactionary character for the most part.
You're one of our most famous.
And then I don't think like the you know teenage actor was alright, not great, and it kind of dragged that a little bit. And it's like, no, but you know, every time Clancy Brown's on screen, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I'll take more Clancy Brown.
Who wouldn't want more Clancy Brown?
What did you find on Liara's terminal? Not much. She wiped her drive before she left. Liara knew I was coming. She'd
just absolutely
whatever she found.
Makes sense. Liara invites us to her apartment, and immediately, like, we get there 5 minutes later, and
let me take a look around.
She's wiped everything from the apartment, and it's been trashed. Like, what happened? We almost immediately came here.
The rifle used to do that wasn't standard. The kinetic barrier deflected the shots, but they still managed to penetrate the glass.
Liara's apartment got full. I do like this though. Liara's got her N7 armor there.
Oh, she loves it.
It's part of my old.
I like she's like pride flags, like we would have thunk about.
That's like, it's part of your armor. It's the entire like what looks like chest plate of your N7 armor, which means that that survived, you know, going into, like, through atmospheric, like, just, like, dropping from atmosphere. And B, the fact that, like, we died, got presumably found by Cerberus, and the armor was that destroyed. It's like, were we not just mush?
Yeah.
Was Shepard not just an exploded pile of mush on the floor?
Pretty much, that's the point, right?
We fell from atmosphere, like, from space onto a planet. Our armor had clearly fallen apart and shattered everywhere. And yet apparently there was some remnants left of Shepard to be able to rebuild them. That is one of those. Did they just make a brand new body for Shepard?
Then you're just dead.
Because I don't know how on earth, if chunks of armor that the size of your entire chest plate came off, how do you even justify the fact that the body didn't just get annihilated?
It's a Prothean dig site.
Oh, we were just talking about that. Like, what you don't know is you're gonna go to like a room and just find like Shepard, like all the like the get in there and like, oh no, kill me.
Because they show at the start of the game, don't they? Of just, oh yeah, your body's clearly like been deteriorating, and they just like put the little like nanobots in that make your body go from like grey to red, and blood starts pumping around your body again. It's like, no, your body didn't exist anymore. Liara finds you and gives you to Cerberus. Right, okay. That's a point where I don't remember them like actively mentioning that.
They might have done like, right, so maybe we can mention this DLC.
Hmm.
She was certainly into ugly. No offense.
I do enjoy the...
That's not the Asari homeworld.
We romanced Liara in the past game, but just... This Shepard seems to be walking around going like, man, Liara's such a fucking dickhead. Like, she sure is into weird-looking Prothean relics. Like, yeah, she's an architect. That was her job.
Like 400 years. She knew you for about a week.
I think she literally says she's like isolated for 150 years on that project.
And she knew Shepard for about a day.
It's mentioned in the comics, right? Yeah. I was gonna say I don't remember that from any of my playthroughs.
How soon can you have it?
And the funny thing is that the teasers we've got for Mass Effect so far are maybe Liara's found Shepard. Again, just the never-ending cycle for Liara of just gotta go find dead Shepard again. Fuck's sake.
This must be important. The Shadow Broker's people already tried to kill her once.
I know where the Dracon Trade Center is.
Yeah, maybe a person called the Shadow Broker doesn't like people having information on them.
You think it's pretty obvious, right?
Maybe. When you have information on someone called the Shadow Broker, they probably want you dead. They broke in shadows, Karl.
The Barrier Frontier's offices are located on the 3rd floor. I don't hear police chatter.
I like just Liara and Kasumi in the back. Just looks like we've hired 2 assassins as bodyguards.
You basically have.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Keela.
They just took out 3 floors to make sure she's dead. I'll grab this guy car and seal off the building from the top.
To be fair, that's probably the minimum that you need to take down Liara. Just, they blew up 3 entire floors of a building. Yeah, but if I'd seen what Liara did in Mass Effect, I'd probably want to make sure that she was dead.
I'd want at least a few of those in, yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? Help me.
Are we under attack?
Are we under attack? Well,
Who are you? What's going on?
Technically, you were attacked, but you're not the one under attack.
Please exit the building in an orderly fashion.
I always listen. Just imagine you're in an explosion that's just taken down like this entire building. And then the first thing that you hear is, please leave the building in an orderly fashion. It's like, fuck off, I'm out of here.
You will not believe how unorderly I'm about to be.
If I'm not dead, I'm getting the fuck out as unorderly as possible.
Barrier Frontier employee. Looks like he got caught in the explosion.
Well, you better believe I'm about to be the most disorderly motherfucker you've ever seen.
Please form a line. I'm British and even I'm not going to form a line here.
Set the bombs, killing everyone.
Oh, like, if you saw...
Casualty here.
Just...
Looks like he's got bullet wounds.
You managed to take enough time to see smoke get sent into the building, people come in, set bombs, get out, and blow up the building. And yet you still didn't think to evacuate soon.
Well, they don't sound very good at the job, really.
I mean, their job's probably got nothing to do with it, but they're not very good at just surviving. Putting 2 and 2 together. If I'm inside a building and a smoke screen comes in and just mercenaries start laying bombs down, or just start laying anything down, yeah, just run.
Just immediately like, you know what, I'm good.
I
don't get paid enough to deal with this.
They're stood at the front desk like, I've seen some suspicious activity that I'd like to report. No, just get out.
I'm literally not paid enough to deal with this.
It hasn't been armed.
Yeah.
Sloppy work. You use that kind of hardware.
Somebody came in and just started slapping these down on the walls. Just, yeah, maybe I'm gonna run.
Vizier, I'm at the Barrier Frontiers office. Liara signed in just a few minutes ago.
Understood, Commander.
Welcome to
They are, isn't it?
Let us be your guide to limitless possibilities.
Oh.
Eyes up front.
Oh, I got flashbang.
Now you see me.
I don't think I've been flashbang this entire game.
That was so shit.
It did.
No one of the enemies don't fall for it.
Start crippling these people.
How'd you like that? Going dark.
And I
Down you go.
do appreciate the idea of the Kasumi build, because I think the way that it's set is that when you unlock the actual, you know, upgrade that we've put on to wear ability, is that just, oh yeah, if you get a kill with it, it reactivates it, it re-ups it, so you can keep just linking teleport kills.
Yeah, I love like stuff like that in games. It's like if you get a kill with it, it reproc.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see me.
And it doesn't appear to be doing that. I wonder whether we can check our squad.
Is your squad powerful enough? Answer: spoilers, probably.
Reduces the cooldown by 80% if the target is killed by this power. So it almost instantly comes back. Yeah, because it's already back again. I wonder how long it actually takes to get that back. Yeah, recharges super fast. Like, yeah, I love that kind of thing of just... Oh yeah, the cooldown, it only becomes like a couple of seconds long if she gets a kill. So just keep teleporting her in.
Can't do that right now.
Why not?
Can't get there.
There's glass in the way, so you can't do it.
Can't do it.
Oh, the good old limitations of Mass Effect.
Now you see me.
Yeah, just there's glass in the way, so she couldn't find the target.
Well, she can see it.
Exactly, that's the annoying.
Oh, watch out. Can't do it.
Oh my god. It's a, if this worked fully, properly behind glass and cover and stuff, it'd be even better. Yeah, just the idea of, oh no. Chest high cover is in the way, Shepard. I can't teleport behind them and punch them anymore.
Going silent.
Oh my god.
What we got you with?
I thought that was like Kasumi's body then just get launched across the side. It wasn't, it was just a ragdoll from one of the enemies. And the classic Mass Effect thing, just sometimes, when you input a power for them to use, and they go, okay, and then nothing happens.
They've seen us.
The classic Mass Effect jank. But that's the thing. Again, this game, it's janky, but the combat is good enough. Right, just keep improving the RPG side of it. It's passable. It'll do for a great RPG.
But it's fine. I have no issues with it.
These damaged pipes are on fire. They're blocking the stairs. Got it. Should be clear now.
Good. I'm on my way down.
The only problem I have with it is how much they think that missions need to just be padded out by combat. A flashback, what will we ever do? There we go. Done the black hole in. I was struggling to find cover. It's time for the black hole gun.
Well, the idea is the black hole gun.
I can use this.
Shepard sounded like a fucking man in that line. Use this. Alright, Shepard. Yeah, the black hole gun we got, I think, in like the second mission, and we just haven't needed a different heavy weapon. I think we just found it on Omega immediately. Not meant to be Liara?
Damn it. If I'd have been a few seconds faster, I could have stopped them. Is this Sakat?
Hello.
Must have been. No sign of that data Liara talked about. Looks like a dead end. Speaking of which, did you find your friend's body?
You mean this body?
Oh yeah, Liara. Just what the fuck is going on?
Liara? Something I should know?
This is the woman who tried to kill me.
You've had a rough day, so I'll let that slide. Why don't you put that gun down?
I saw you. I doubled back after I left. I watched you.
Liara looks really young in this one.
I think they just made her a lot sexier.
I think, yeah, they've just made her skin super just smooth and supple.
Yeah. She spent all her money on, like, skincare.
You didn't know where Liara went because she hid the message.
You've really got to start moisturising when you hit 500, Karl.
Yeah. Should be doing it a bit younger one now. Not everyone can like
yes, Liara is young, but it's more that she looks young in comparison to what Mass Effect 1 Liara looks like.
Took his data and killed him.
It looks way more babyface to me. It might just be the graphical improvement that they made between 1 and 2.
You pure blood bitch!
Yeah, she's like a young adult in Asari years, yeah.
Well, the model is clearly a hell of a lot better in this one.
Yeah, yeah. I do really like the application of those powers there, though. Just, well, I'm gonna just damage the like glass behind me, and just fucking force push an entire wall of glass at your face.
That'd be really scary.
Oh yeah. And the one thing I will say, just no matter what they've done to try and improve it in Legendary Edition, the audio definitely needs work in Mass Effect.
It's not great, is it? Let's be honest.
Just the music is good, but just the weird mixing and complete lack of impact that like the music and the audio had then, and the fact that everything was just balanced at like the exact same level, and just it all felt a little bit weird. And some of that is obviously because I've jigged around with how much like the effects and the music and stuff are like at different levels, so we can hear the dialogue properly and stuff.
Oh, now you see me.
Yeah, that weird thing of like an Asari pureblood is seen as a bad thing because the strength of the Asari is that they take on beneficial things from other species that they mate with.
It's like a weird thing for like an alien race, isn't it? Where like genetic purity is the thing they don't want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a complete disadvantage because the entire advantage of the way that your species works is that your species becomes stronger and stronger the more diverse species you've all bred with. Because again, you just essentially just getting all of the advantages from different parts of the breeding pool as possible.
Sweet.
You're just cherry picking perks from all of the galaxy.
It's like it's an interesting concept for a sci-fi thing. Most aliens in sci-fi are like, nah, man, we don't want to like interact with you weirdo humans, and like the Asari, like, nah, man,
it's okay, Karl. You can say Ashley.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like Lucas, diversity is our strength. It literally makes us stronger.
Can't do it.
I'm not surprised that you can't do a sneak attack on the people we just eviscerated with a black hole.
Thing is, a black hole's pretty sneaky. And what colour space, Lucas?
Nothing. What's a black hole if not the absence of everything?
Yeah.
And obviously, it's not a black hole. It's a singularity, like projector thing, whatever. But yeah, it's a black hole gun.
Basically.
I'm fine, by the way. Thanks for asking.
Oh, okay. Take Tali or Kasumi. I think maybe like we just take Kasumi for the sake of that perk is really good in combat.
It seems to be, yeah.
Sorry, Tali, you can find your own way back. There's other cabs there, it's fine.
She's getting away.
Yes, Tali, I trust in you. You can find your own way back to the Normandy. You're very well versed in looking after yourself. Oh no. Oh no, Karl, are you ready?
Is it one of those fucking driving missions?
Oh, are you ready, Karl?
Hang a right. No, wait, left.
Like, what is it about this? What did they think was so good about this?
And you know what scene that they were inspired by here, Karl, don't you?
She's around the corner.
Star Wars.
Of course. Like,
why would anyone be inspired by this?
We need to go faster. Damn it, we lost her. I'm not letting her escape with that date.
Where the fuck is she? At least it knows just if you lose your target, just respawn you right next to them and move on.
Go, 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 go!
It doesn't reset you or anything from the looks of it.
Traffic! Oncoming traffic!
We'll be fine.
Just it literally is just that exact speeder chase that that cab chase.
I noticed.
Literally a cab chase in Star Wars Episode 2, isn't it? Or at least they jump into like what looks like a cab.
It sucks.
She's got reinforcements.
What kind of guns does this thing have?
So I absolutely fucking hate that scene.
I like that as well.
I know.
What weapons does this have? Liara's like, it's a taxi, it's got a fare meter, Shepard. What do you expect?
There we go.
You're enjoying
this. I've got a gun. Might be a lot of fair hoppers.
A head-on collision at this speed.
Yeah, I hear those can be bad for you.
Yeah, the good old jank. Don't we just love 2010 in video games?
Again?
We rip everything off.
Just, yeah, for some reason, like, this couldn't have been a fun, cool action cutscene. We had to make sure that the player felt engaged within the game and got this nice, fun, cool chase to control themselves. And this is what I mean by, like, the audio stuff of, like, there's no audio to the impact of the cabs hitting each other, and then that crash and stuff. It's just, it's real jank when it comes to just cutscene audio a lot of the time in Mass Effect games. Like, the moment it has to become something action related, it's almost as if the game just wasn't programmed for that. And I don't know how much of that is because of the remaster. And maybe they haven't, because I think they like rebuilt the games. I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure like they ported it to a newer version of Unreal Engine or whatever.
They did a pretty shitty job, to be honest.
Well, I don't know whether it's that they did a shitty job or that the original job was the shitty job. I'm not sure. They were always there. I thought they were, yeah. Like, I remember them vaguely, but I wasn't sure, like, how much of it was just, oh, is it that weird thing in the remaster? It's like, no, it's probably, like, knowing Mass Effect and jank, it's probably always been there.
Going silent.
I do love the Kasumi says, going silent as we're just firing a black hole at the end.
I do like that idea, like going silent. What?
Just, oh, I'm gonna go teleport over to the enemies and I'm just gonna go invis and start punching them in the face. And just turns around, there's a black hole on the way. But Shepard, this is not what we agreed on.
Behind us.
Oh, there's like one enemy just alive somewhere. Oh? Oh, there's more. Oh yeah, and we get... Oh, we get access to Liara's one power. Which admittedly is also a singularity.
She's been slacking on her fucking training, hasn't she?
Yeah. Just like Gohan, the moment that she thinks that things are safe.
Even went to study. Painful.
Neutralize the drone.
Yes, yeah, I vaguely remember that. Just that literal first mission where you see Tali and like, oh, come along, Tali, and I'll meet you later. Of just, yeah, even the weird audio issues with all that.
I'll send them flying.
It's so great.
It is what it is. It clearly didn't do that much harm to the game's reputation. That's the thing.
We're sat here assuming it's like, you know, part of the remaster. So it was all part of the game. We never noticed this. You know, we had fun.
I mean, I think I like did notice at the time as well. I was just trying to make sure that I was remembering the games properly, but it's just one of those things of if you build a good enough game, people will forgive the jank. Like a great example is just a game that me and you were enjoying not long ago, like playing through some Helldivers.
Yeah.
Like the servers weren't working, it was janky as fuck. Some jank intentional, some not. And it's guess what? We were having fun, so we didn't care. Just, you know, also some of the like the fun type of glitch of like diving on top of the extraction.
Ragdoll. Ragdoll is like all
The
like
ragdoll.
Helldivers things just convinced that Ragdoll needs to be in fucking everything.
Yeah.
The game like not in, he's like, what are you doing?
We discovered like a repeatable glitch where just if you drop on like the perfect spot on the evacuation ship, we were able to like send it flying across the map for one of our friends so they couldn't evac.
So does every mission now is like a fight to get the quickest lighters.
Like, we literally had it twice where
We can climb over to get to Vizier's car.
Karl and I were sitting on the ship waiting for them to evac, but for them, it had been literally just launched across the map and was just sat at the end of the beach somewhere just waiting.
Which admittedly was very funny.
It was very funny. And again, just stupid stuff like that of just, oh, the game's glitching out and won't let one of our friends evac, or the game's been a bit jank and a couple of us died because of it, and just guess what? We were having fun and therefore did not give a crap.
Please let me live. I'll do the mantras every week. I'll give to charity. I'll go back to the Citadel and get a good job.
And I think they do a really good job in that game of making failure rewarding through both, like, the fact that, A, you get to, you know, get some experience still and things like that for failing, and B, just like is part of the built-in expectation that you're going to keep fucking up.
Yeah. They expect you to die.
Mm-hmm.
That you are a Helldiver, you are going to die.
You are just disposable me puppet number 3.
That you are going to die. You are going to fucking love it.
This should come in handy.
Oh, oh my god. The lustful video. We missed that, Karl.
Of course they put that in.
Let's make sure we just get it caught in 4K.
But did you know this game was made mostly by men?
How could you ever tell?
What kind of hotel is this?
Azure. It's a luxury resort with an exotic edge.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh my god! Oh my god!
The Asari body in some
I'm after they should start saying like the developer's name out loud. Do you when you get to the end of like Bayonetta 3 and it's just here comes like fucking Kamiya's wank material?
Oh god, yeah. I just love the 10 identical Asari coming in.
Just basically at the end of Bayonetta 3, just like the 14 Bayonetta turn on, just start like gyrate.
Yeah.
She's lost a lot of blood. We have to be getting close.
She's tough, I'll give her that much.
She's a Spectre.
They'd have a fixed Shepherd's run. Funny run on it. Well, we need to make sure we get to that sub goal, but we will be playing Mass Effect 3 at some point. And I don't remember the run cycle in that game very well, but it'll be interesting to just go back and replay that, because I've played Mass Effect 2 a lot. I think I've played Mass Effect 3 maybe 2 full times or 3 full times through, which compared to Mass Effect 2, where I've done probably, you know, I might have done 5 to 10 full playthroughs plus another couple of playthroughs where I like started and got a certain amount through, and yeah, I've definitely got a lot more experience with Mass Effect 2 than 3. It's one of those as well. I'm a Mass Effect 3 defender in the sense of I don't think it's as good as 2, and I get really pissed off at how much of the cool crew in Mass Effect 2 don't come back.
Yeah.
Or don't come back as party members.
I do like the idea of having to like go around the galaxy and like how many friends did you make? It's like not many. Like basically just like how many friends did you make? Oh, we're supposed to make you friends? Like kinda, yeah. And realizing how alone humanity is. Like you get so punished in that game if you were a dick to everyone. Like Renegade Shepard gets so fucked in that game when it's like you realize like humanity has no friends. It's like, oh, humanity's getting wiped out by the Protheans. Like, why would we give a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what have you ever done for us?
Like, oh well, we made sure that we wiped you all off the council.
Yeah. That's why I love it when you get like the Geth in that game. It's like, fuck yeah. And then the Quarians try and tell you, don't worry, we're just as good as the Geth. It's like, do you have laser beam ships I can hit them? It's like, I'm sorry, the Quarians, but you do not have the Geth ships.
It's just one of those of I defend Mass Effect 3 in the sense of, I think, you know, people get caught up in that awful discourse about the ending.
Hey you!
I'm just like, well, they said that all your choices would matter, and it didn't. It was just 3 choices. It's like, did you play the rest of the game where they paid off all your choices? Like, not all of them to a great extent, but your choices do impact the entire playthrough of 3.
Absolutely, 100%, yeah.
And yeah, they could have done it better, but especially for, what, 2012 or whatever, they did keep that promise. It's just, people are so fucking single-minded that they go, well, at the literal very end, all of my choices didn't come to impact the, like, color of the laser beam in the sky. It's like, no, of course not. You can't pay off all of your choices in one fucking conversation. So frustrating.
It's because, well, like, I liked when you go in, like, you'll randomly get emails from people you saved in, like, Mass Effect 1. It's like, oh, your war resources go up because you, like, saved a group of survivors on a planet somewhere and they agreed to help in the war effort. Sure, they don't turn up at the final battle, you know, get a cutscene with them, but that's recognition of the side mission that you did. Like I said, when you're going around getting all the war resources, people that you helped will offer to help you. And the decisions that you made will ultimately impact, like, oh, but they don't all get referenced in the very final cutscene. It's like, yeah, but it's such a frustrating, like, game to have a conversation about with everyone. It's like the too much water thing.
Yeah.
Everyone just gets, like, stuck in the Discord.
Of like, oh, well, we're going to boil this down to just one single point in the entire game. Or, like, one single talking point about the game. That's all of the conversation is going to become. And it's like, no, how about, again, you know, just the difficult thing of, like, how about having a nuanced conversation?
Yeah, that's difficult. That requires to actually think and not repeat what I heard a YouTuber say, Lucas.
And I don't want this woman to die, so I'm gonna, even though we are, currently we're neutral Shepherd. We're just milquetoast Shepherd right now, but I am gonna pick, to just, like, actually save the woman. Get that renegade usage.
Hiding behind a hostage vizier. No stomach for a real fight. Just like an assault.
Fucking hell, Shepherd!
You girls should really just stick to dancing.
Just straight to, like, the racist remark.
I'm gonna kill your hostage vizier.
Of like, oh, no stomach, just like an Asari. Like, Liara's right there. Your romance partner is right there. And you're like, yeah, typical Asari, fucking coward. Jesus Christ, yeah.
It's just always so hard. And that's the thing as well, like, playing Renegade, really difficult to get, like, the Asari on your side. Like, will you kick us off the council on a racist towards it every step of the way? Like, actually, I legit low-key love that, of, like, the Renegade option. Like, so, well, I don't want to team up with Cerberus. Why is only Cerberus offering to help me? Everyone else thinks you're a dipshit.
Yeah.
No one else wants to help humanity. And I love that detail.
So thank you, Rob, for redeeming the Renegade mode. Not going against it too much. I just, quite frankly, I don't want to just watch this woman get shot. I think, regardless, if we have the option to save an innocent, we should. Like, we might be an awful renegade racist along the way to do it, but I guess we've got to be a hero somehow. It's just, again, we talked about it many times through this playthrough of just, I wish that, like, you could have the cool badass moments of Renegade Shepherd and not just every now and then, just without warning, it becomes, oh, racist Shepherd's back.
It's what it unintentionally reveals, like, you know, the mindset of people making the game.
Mm-hmm.
So they think the only way to be Renegade, like, the only way to be a badass is to just be racist.
And to be fair, like, Renegade mode is very much, you know, scars and all, shown as an evil option.
Yeah.
It's not that it's badass, it's that you are, like, evil mode Shepherd.
Miss me?
Glad that's over.
I mean, most players that I know that are, you know, personal, you know, just, I can't remember the word now, but like, just my personal experience is that most people I know that have Helldivers have it on PS5, but that's probably not actually accurate of the full player base, but it is actually okay to go in and just play with randoms. Like, I had a pretty fun experience just doing that.
Yeah.
And just, like, went in and, you know, obviously on PlayStation 5, it's not the best, but everyone has just got a little mic and speaker in the phone, so pretty much every time I went in with randoms, every person was communicating, and we ended up helping some poor person that got put on, like, level 4 out of 9 difficulty after the tutorial, and was like, literally really rough. And not only that, but I'd mentioned it to you of like, they immediately just went, help me, I don't know what's happening, I only play COD and don't know what objectives are.
Which, to be fair, that's like on them, so.
Yeah, totally, but the fact that they just pressed quick play, got put into a mission way beyond their abilities, and was just like, I don't play games with objectives, like, I don't know what to do. It's like, oh dear God, okay. Starting at real, like, fucking stage 1 here. They, you know, they fully admitted it themselves of just, all I do is play deathmatch on Call of Duty and shoot things. I don't know how to, like, play games like this.
Shockwave, take cover.
And it was just, you know, me and 2 other people in the squad of 4 just trying to help this person understand what objective game modes are.
You kind of that kind of adorable in a way, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And it was a nice moment of, like, being able to help this person out who was new to this type of game, new to the community. Just help me. The game fucked me over by just quick playing me into a mission I am really not ready for.
Now you see me. I'll send them flying.
It's just, it really is that thing of, yeah, it is definitely,
no shield.
You know, the stereotype of, oh, well, like, Call of Duty gamers. Oh my God, the sausages are in.
The stereotype for a reason I've played a lot of Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's just, I genuinely thought that people were always a bit mean about COD players, not knowing, you know, how to play other games and how to do objectives and stuff, and I encountered firsthand just, no, like, genuinely they were entirely, like, it was entirely accurate, just, they had no experience doing any of that in games.
Down you go.
There we go. Yeah, it is kind of wholesome of, like, it was a bit of, like, a tough experience for us just trying to carry them through, but just hey, that's one extra person that now knows how to actually do objectives in a video game.
Hopefully that'll help.
The Shadow Broker has been in power for decades. He's stronger than anything you've ever faced.
Is that why you sold out the
There we
council
go.
to work for him?
I think that's the first time we've heard
Like Saren?
the Shadow Broker be referred to as a male, I think.
Given me damn good intel over the
Obviously,
years.
the entire point is that the shadowy figure you want to know, or they want you to know as little as possible about them.
I'll pay that price without hesitation.
Tell yourself whatever you like. The council would never accept you working for the Shadow Broker.
The council? You pay them lip service while working for terrorists? You have any idea what Cerberus has done?
Oh no, Renegade Shepherd. Just, have you any idea what Cerberus has done in the Renegade option? He's just like, yeah, well, they had to.
Greater good.
Oh.
The council wasn't looking out for human interests.
I do prefer the lining Shepherd goes down of
kidnapping kids
the route of, well,
death camps,
I don't really give a shit about Cerberus, but they will fund me and they've literally brought me back to go and stop the Reapers, therefore I'll put up with their shit for now. And then every now and then Shepherd just veers into, no, Cerberus are totally in the right, what are you on about?
Yeah.
This is not the Shepherd I enjoy. The spaces.
Retrieve the data. Civilian casualties not a concern.
Bazir's dead.
I'm putting the data through to the Normandy's computers. We can be at the Shadow Broker's base in a few hours. He'll know about Vizier before long, if he decides to kill Farron.
We'll get Farron out of there alive, Liara.
Doing that Paragon option, just like,
I know.
Liara, I love you.
You're here to help, just like always.
That's not a good thing.
I'm always here for you, Liara. We love you.
You saved me from the Geth.
Except for like we're going to Thane today.
We love you, but we are gonna fuck Thane because you know Thane's available.
And I'm still leaning on you for help.
That's what friends do, Liara.
Oh, just we friend zoned Liara.
I can get us there based on Sakat's data. The Normandy's stealth drive will keep them from detecting us. The Shadow Broker's agents.
To be fair, like, what the fuck's she gonna remember? Like, she's like 100 years old. It was one night, like a year ago.
Plan when we get there.
Get in, get Farron, get out, and kill anyone who tries to stop us.
That's the Liara I love.
That's it.
The Liara I fell in love with. Of just we get in, we murder anyone in our way, and get out. And it's always funny of just, oh, you know, Liara, just this architect who's lonely and wants to just, you know, find out more about the past and the Reapers and the Protheans and stuff, and then just immediately like, I'm going to murder anyone in my path to get my friend back. So, Karl, have you got any other two people you'd like to see in your squad? Because I picked the sneaky squad.
You picked the sneaky squad. Bring in Hallie and Jacob.
And we're getting Tally back again.
Yeah.
And
I like Tally. She generally has, and if Liara is like knocking about a bit.
Even Jacob's like armor swap is boring.
There's nothing
just
to
like it just goes from black and grey to black and orange. Or black and yellow, maybe. It looks kind of orangey there, but just... Oh, it's one person. Because Liara's going to be in the squad with us.
Oh, okay, in which case, bring Tally, because she knows. Oh, actually, Garrett's squad.
Get Garrett in. Do it. Get this one. Good old Garrett.
What I really like to see, though, is because they've got like the same model for all three of these games, put the classic model in. You like classic Garrett. I don't want Garrett like a weird fucked up face.
Oh, here we go. We actually get experience points for Liara. So we probably had the ability the entire last mission to just press like squad.
No.
And power Liara up, but whatever. I'm gonna do wide singularity of just get as many people in as possible and then black hole gun this shit.
Wide. So the thing is what we're describing as wide.
You know, speaking of Pokemon, that was one thing that I got caught off guard by. Of just
There's a Pokemon thing tomorrow, and it's like, my god.
Oh, there is the Pokemon Direct.
Yeah, Luke's with full chub on.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I won't be able to watch it live, so I won't be doing a live react. I'm busy tomorrow, but I'll be excited to talk about it on, you know, our Zelda stream. Talk about any Pokemon announcements of like, yeah, they're definitely gonna remake Gen 5, announce Gen 10, bring out Pokemon Let's Go Johto, like Legends Johto. Just they're gonna definitely announce 8 different games, right? That's definitely
Pokemon fans will never be happy. They can announce everyone who bought Pokemon Scarlet getting a blowjob, and then people are like, what the fuck? Don't get 2?
So this is a cool ship as well. I like this Shadow Broker ship. It's got all the solar panels on the back, so it can just like ride through the storm.
The oceans boil during the day, then snap freeze 10 minutes after sundown.
The Mass Effect has like a lot of cool shit.
His ship follows the sunset, completely undetectable in the storm, unless you know where to look.
His ship just rotates around the planet and follows the sunset in disguise inside a giant storm. It's like, that sounds rad.
But we can't stay outside for long. There's a constant lightning storm where the hot and cold air collide.
Look at that.
It's just a cool idea as well.
That's a
so
ship
like
and
that,
a half.
Like that, concept art you see of the idea of like those just spaceships that are just going to have like balloons in front of them. Ride solar winds.
Yeah, that shit's cool. No, I won't be streaming the Pokemon Presents.
I'm picking up signals from a
As I mentioned, like I'm gonna be busy during like the day and stuff, so it'll be a case of talking about it on the Zelda stream later in the evening. But
would it not make more sense to like the Pokemon stream that day to like get the advantage?
Well, I'm literally not gonna be in.
No, I mean like the Pokemon like rather than the Zelda stream in the evening.
I mean maybe. Yeah, that, like catch on to that Pokemon hype. But there's more Pokemon that I'd like to have trained up by Thursday.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
And I'm busy tomorrow, so like, you know.
Now I might be free Thursday evening as well. I'm not sure yet, but I could be about to out on top.
Oh, nice. But yeah, that's one thing I was mentioning earlier about the wide thing. What reminded me is like I was playing Pokemon and just somebody was using. They had the Farigiraf who stopped you using priority moves, and then also were using a Pokemon with wide guard. So they were stopping you using in double battles any priority move and any move that hits both Pokemon. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Just such a frustrating shutdown. Cool idea though, because obviously so many people in doubles rely on one or the other.
Yeah, just both. Yes.
And just shut it down.
This should slow him down.
I think at the time, the two Pokemon I'd sent out to begin with was like Arcanine that I use extreme speed on a lot, to out priority people's priority, and then I think I maybe had like a Sylveon out that I use Hyper Voice on to hit both Pokemon hard, and it was just, yeah, your entire moveset just is neutered right now. But ugh.
Alert.
Guess what? I'm gonna take over. It's gonna last all of 3. Take over this one little mech. I think it can't even just turn around and shoot the other mech behind it.
By the time that's already, you've already run out, haven't you?
It's just the only thing hacking that thing did is make it stand still.
Like you'd done more damage just punching it.
We could have just shotgunned it. Yeah. Oh, I'll get that wide singularity on the go now.
Shield your eyes.
I forgot about that. You can all see any of like the little things that are covered in lightning. You can just do all of those. Get some, basically, a lightning version of explosive barrel in the end. Activate those rod controls. Oh yeah, like, you know, it's always one of those that will play it. I never necessarily did Nuzlocke runs in the past. The Nuzlocke that I'm doing on stream every now and then is like the first one I've done properly. But I'd always go and play Pokemon games with certain ways to make the game a little bit more interesting and difficult, of like go through and try and use monotype teams and things like that. Go in and make sure that my Pokemon team was like always themed. Trying to, you know, use a limited amount of Pokemon, trying to make sure you didn't use any starters and legendaries. There's loads of ways there. I've tried to make Pokemon runs harder without necessarily in it, but yeah, it's definitely, Nuzlocke is just a good, reasonable amount of like interesting rules that people, person came up with.
Yeah, so it's literally named after a person. So we need to...
Rerouting power.
I think it's a combination of the fact that it's like the person was called Locke or something like that, and then they did the run with like a Nuzleaf or something. I can't even remember the exact story. If anyone in chat knows the origin of the word Nuzlocke, let me know. That's vaguely what pops into my head. And I do just also enjoy this moment of like the set piece of just, oh yeah, you're fighting on the outside of this ship, and at any point you can just turn around and see this cool ass just spaceship going in like away from the sunset, and just it's actually got one of the most impressive skyboxes in all of Mass Effect.
It is.
So just this looks so much more impressive than most of the skyboxes and environments in Mass Effect.
Okay, looking down was clearly a mistake.
Just, yeah. I wouldn't particularly want to look off the side of this ship. Oh,
I even used to that actually, right?
We've been spotted.
Nuzleaf was the first death, right?
Hold fire, Shepard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that skybox has probably been touched up at very least, if not remade for the Legendary Edition. But definitely impressive look. Just that funny thing when I'm playing Destiny, of like the Destiny skyboxes just they just look better than any game that's coming out even now. There's just something that they've got down with the art team at Destiny with the skyboxes. It just looks so good. And like the actual planets themselves don't necessarily. They look good to great. They don't look necessarily like as good as a modern game does, but the skyboxes fucking do.
I think we can get.
So it's like underappreciated part of making games, isn't it? It's like
also just this part of the ship, just like whatever, like
yeah, it's like the sizzle.
It's some cool ass design. Like yeah, the ship engines just being like these weird cool.
Navigating this storm is brutal. If the ship's engines stop, even for a moment,
all these amazing lightning panels just going back and forth. It looks super unique and cool. It's just I don't particularly remember that first mission in the Shadow Broker DLC, but this set piece, this ship has always stuck in my brain. Of just, well, this looks so different from almost anything I've seen in Mass Effect or just in any other game. Very memorable.
There's just so much stuff in like this game. It's like, man, why don't you just double down on this? Like the cool ship designs and lore, like the aliens and stuff.
Shot ready.
Yep.
They're through my shields.
And I love that. I forgot about that for a second. But Karl, you ready? Just use the slam. And then what? Just
oh no! They
just get sucked up into the winds. Just all you need to do is just slam, and then all of a sudden they just. I think you specifically have to wait for them to get on like, higher ground, but yeah, you could just send them away into the winds. They go.
Enjoy the ride.
I think the Singularity might be able to do it as well. Oh, they're gone.
Concussive shot ready.
I just love the fact they get caught and he's like horrific stormy winds. Just they're gone. And then add insult to the injury of just they always get hit by that bolt of lightning on the way out.
Yeah.
They're already dead. They're already just gonna fly away into just goodbye. Oh dear. They were gonna fly into like low orbit and just get annihilated anyway, but the lightning makes sure that they don't make it that far. It's a mercy kill if anything.
Yeah, I'd rather get hit by the lightning because at least I'm dead that way. I might be falling through space. Stuff, won't it?
Oh god, just yeah, because you're like in the low atmosphere right now, so you'd have to still crash into the planet.
Subdue and suppress.
Shields of
It's not like in space where you would just instantly die. It's just yeah, you would just burn up in the atmosphere presumably.
Rerouting power. Collision proximity warning. Collision proximity warning.
Done.
It's so harsh. You just oh, I could fight these enemies, or we could just launch them into the storm.
Watch the Asari.
This sounds preferable to me than fighting Shepard.
I'd like the storytelling to it.
Hostiles up ahead.
Just 0 chance. Sorry. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry.
I love this rifle.
Cameras just sharp shooting these fuckers out the air.
Well, that's the thing, it's like basically just getting target practice, aren't you?
Felt that one.
It's like such a nasty combo of like either you're gonna get a crippling slam done to you, Garrus is gonna just target you out of the air, or you're gonna get thrown into this horrible storm and just lightning bolted.
So you think when those guys woke up today, that's what they thought was going to happen to them?
You have many options and none of them are going to be enjoyable.
But you just think to yourself, like, that guy's got his flying through the air and the lightning bolt was like caught into his dick hole. It's like, I thought it would be an easy gig. Oh, there's a guy called the Shadow Broker who lives in the sun. No one's going to come get him. But like the Shadow Broker is like the gig that all the mercenaries want. It's like, oh, it sounds really dangerous. Like, no fucker knows where he lives.
Yeah.
It's like it's the easiest gig ever. Like, no one knows where he lives.
Literally hides inside a storm on a random planet.
Yeah, like, how the hell am I going to find him? It's the easiest gig ever. Who's going to come get you? Basically, glorified babysitting dudes here. It's like, okay, so there's like 2 guys outside with black hole generating guns. What?
Oh, damn. Enemy biotics.
Well, they were probably playing cards before you turned up.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Next thing I know. Just lightning through the veins.
Watch out, flashbangs.
I don't think flashbangs are going to help them.
Heavy weapon.
It's so mean. Why
so
why is there not all of that in the base game?
Yeah, there's not much
I
of it
was
at
like-
all.
Like, so using basic powers to throw people into bullshit.
See a switch.
And yeah, it never really gets utilized, and they did in the DLC, but then didn't even like carry that through to really doing it in 3 either. It's just there's another reason that this set piece becomes really memorable. Well, you get to actually have the environment be like a real threat that you can throw people into with your biotic powers for once.
Not even a guardrail. I bet the broker's agents love patrolling the hull.
Yeah,
At
can
least
you
the
imagine?
view is nice.
Just 0 guardrail, and you get sent to patrol this area. Dear God.
So all I want is just a railing, please.
And the only railings that are there are all metal as well. So presumably would just conduct the lightning if it got to you anyway.
There. That hatch leads directly to the communication signals.
Let's get inside then.
It's locked. Hang on, I've got a bypass shunt program that can crack it.
Of course you do, Leon. Does that mean that you're gonna
I don't
stand
know,
at the door
Shepard.
and need it to
I've
be
never
guarded for
broken
a few
into
minutes?
the Shadow Broker's base before. Well, not this one anyway.
This should slow him down.
To be fair, there's actually
Sure
not
that
many
shut
of
is
these
working. It's illegal
mission
even on
types
Ilium. It didn't come with a
in
warranty.
Mass Effect, so it is a little bit different from
Here
Mass
come
Effect,
more of
but
them.
Tell me you
It is a
tested
very
it.
just typical,
No time
just
to talk.
defend the thing while it hacks the door for a few
Bionics over
minutes.
field.
Yeah.
Oh, these people have got no idea.
Never saw me come.
They don't know what's about
They've
that.
gotten the high ground on
Be
us.
much longer. Remember the old days
Like,
when you used to
this was a
slap
poorly
Omnigel on
thought
everything?
through plan.
That security upgrade made a lot of people unhappy. Look out, more on the way.
And stay down.
Oh, just while they're on the side of the ship, it's so fast.
No, they have no chance. Let's be honest. Like, there's no fucking chance.
Charging bionics.
Like, the unfortunate thing is you don't have a chance against Shepard anyway, but these people just have even less of a chance.
And they have like zero chance.
Rocket drones, front of the ship.
Oh well. I can't AI hack the rocket drones, so of course not. That'd be silly though, wouldn't it? Me being able to hack an AI.
Need help.
They're under control.
There we go.
Their attacks are disorganized. They'd be more effective if they all attacked at once. Please
They-
don't
they
give the mercs ideas.
Would be a lot more effective if the oldest attack doesn't want you up, right?
Watch the Asari.
Enemy combat drone.
Yeah, but I would probably just see what was happening right now. You know, I thought the first person to get like flung through lightning. I'm like, oh, this
Yeah,
guy.
you just step out and see your teammate just flying into the sun.
Watch the Asari.
You know what? I think I'm good. I've got a tea break that I need to take. I'm afraid.
Union man. Got a union mandated tea break.
So.
I feel that's like one of the things that was almost got like alien not
The
made.
next wave looks
Great.
like a big one. You just had
What
to
they
give
only
them
got
tactical
alien not made?
advice. But now
Just
they'll be
union mandated tea breaks. That's like Alien
Oh,
filmed
yes.
on these final studios. And James Cameron couldn't understand why all like the crew just kept with the tea breaks. Like, well, like in America, we've got a fucking union. He's really funny. He got really mad about it. It's like, well, fuck you, union.
Yeah. Whoa. I think these people need to be union.
They probably do have one. He's not very good. Let's be honest.
Like, what does the union want? We want more guarantees that someone's not going to turn up and just start throwing us into a storm.
I can't guarantee that because there is like the shepherd clause.
That's just part of the risk that you take when taking up this job, I'm afraid. Look at fucking Garrus. Look like a tank. Oh, here we go. The lack of footsteps. You love it.
Oh.
I would believe that just Solarians are silent.
Yeah, I can believe that. Just let me don't make noise.
These two fucking human-looking characters with rocket launchers, however.
Told you.
Hold your positions no matter the cost.
But if you told me that Morden can sprint silently, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, he's phased out.
Watch out, flashbangs.
Oh no, I'm flashbanged. It fills up 1/10 of my screen for 1 second. It's not quite as fun when you just have to cripple them indoors and not launch them into the storm.
Very funny though.
That's the thing of just, it's such a disappointing thing to give you a combat counter inside after just having that really cool set piece.
All the fun you are having outside.
But Carl, we can make a nice little singularity party inside though.
Why is there not more of that in today's game?
Oh, just
Stasis field ready.
That's another one, just how brutal it is to stasis somebody that's just on the floor. And then slowly walk up to them and just shotgun them in the face.
They see it happening the entire time.
Yeah.
This should slow them down.
Because you just gotta lie on the floor without being able to move. A shepherd just pulls the shotgun out and just slowly starts menacingly walking towards
the ship's layout. We're headed toward the prison block. And Farron.
You know exactly what's coming, but you've got no ability to stop it.
They're using combat drones.
I think combat drones as well.
Get them all in. The party started.
Oh, Drell number 3 in the chair. Oh.
Scratch one.
The 2 engineer powers are so bad. That combat drone just helped me out for all of 0.2 seconds before it died.
It just goes home. Perfect.
It just got insta-kill. Aren't you super happy that that's the unique power that we get?
It's just like so underbaked compared to everything else.
How useful is that compared to just the Vanguard one of charging into the middle of combat and just headbutting someone with biotic abilities?
Farron.
Liara?
Hold on. We're getting you out of here.
Did me and Liara break up and both just fall in love with different Drell? Is that what happened?
Quick, we laugh.
Thought this was too easy.
This chair plugs into the broker's info network.
No, but give me a laugh.
You have to
That's
shut off the power.
pretty good
Pull
one.
me out now, and my brain cooks.
Do you know where we can cut the power?
It won't be easy.
We just saw these sexy fishmen and both agreed, you know what? We're gonna have to go our separate ways. One each, it's gonna be fine.
What do you know about the broker?
He did this to me.
Oh, I need specifics. Just shut the fuck. I know he did this to you. What did he do?
I was hoping you'd know what he is.
I never got a good look, but he's big. The guards are terrified.
And interestingly,
I don't know.
I mean, a
But
bit of
everyone
spoiler
who
for
visits his office comes back out.
come up in this DLC, but just something to like tease you with. If I don't know if you're aware that I believe that this is a completely unique alien species.
What do you mean?
Like the Shadow Broker is a species that you never encounter throughout the trilogy
You
again.
never see them again. That's awesome.
I believe so, yeah.
Slightly hinting at a wider universe that you're not familiar with.
Don't underestimate him. He prepares for everything.
Yeah, sexy fish man.
Operations
I've just
down the hall.
it's the classic of
You know the Shadow Broker's waiting for you, right?
like both Hellboy and the Shape of Water and the Drell are all like very similar-esque looking sexy fishmen.
Luke, on a beyond fight, I would.
I mean, look at those eyes, those deep, soulful eyes. I can't believe you came. Oh, that's what she said. I'm sorry.
The broker knows you're here.
Well,
I don't make that joke often, but when we're talking about sexy fishmen, he's like, I can't believe you came. I'd say it.
well, he's just so cool. Just staying all day and just his bros. It's like like his entire race has an inbuilt tragic backstory. How can you not love it?
You know, if you don't know the tragic backstory, we covered it on a Wiki Weekends video.
We did. Go bloody watch it. Stop comment on the Starship Troopers one and watch that one.
It's always funny because I was about to say we go into great detail. No, the wiki goes into great detail and we gloss over it a lot to talk about liking that.
As we always do.
Yeah,
so,
look at this dude.
Have a look. Who's this cool dude?
I do not remember seeing anything like this in Mass Effect outside of here.
He might just be an alcohol with his helmet on. Wouldn't it be great if he was an L-Core and this entire theme was him going, just smuggling? Yeah.
Yeah. It would be great if this is just what happens when the L-Core hit the gym.
Just get super ripped. This is the next stage of L-Core evolution.
Monsieur was expendable. All her death cost me was time.
Expendable like Farron?
Dr. Tassoni, your interference caused all this. Farron betrayed me when he handed you Shepard's body. The Drell is paying the price.
Okay, so it does mention it here. Farron betrayed me when he handed you Shepard's body. The Drell is simply paying the price. So Farron actually handed Liara our body, who then must have handed it over to Cerberus. Yeah. The Shadow Broker basically was like, oh, cool, I've claimed Commander Shepard's body via Farron. And then Farron betrayed him and went to Liara instead.
It'll be pretty hard to run a base this size with no crew.
They're replaceable. Your arrival is barely an interruption.
I mean, fair enough, just, yeah. All of my crew are completely disposable.
You won't be walking out at all.
I feel like a guy like this, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone with nowhere left to hide.
You travel with fascinating companions, Doctor. It's good you brought Archangel to Sony.
Like my whole
that's cool.
shit information.
You're not putting a hand on anyone.
I like that. I've just it's nice of you to bring Archangel. He's still got a bounty on his head.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, we brought Gareth, so he mentions like something to do with Gareth.
A Yarg, a pre-spaceflight species quarantined to their homeworld for massacring the Council's first team.
I bet as well, like if you bring like, I bet he's got a line for every member of your party for that. I bet there's a unique line for every. If you bring Thane, he'll say like legendary assassin. If you bring like Jacob, like who are you?
Yeah. Oh look, you've got disposable men as well. That's pretty cool. You don't see their species in any other place because, they've been quarantined to their home world for being fucking like just monsters who just massacred the council.
Yeah, like as well, the restraints like make a completely unique race and you never see it again.
Yeah. Oh, Garrus is literally just taken out for this fight. Got it.
And then it ends with a dumb fight.
This should slow them
Like could have been a cool conversation. Like is a character Lucas defined by his like hiding in the shadows and information.
Yeah.
How do you beat him? You shoot him with a gun.
How do we end resolve the conflict with a person who's literally an information broker? I just shoot him.
Yeah, like it's so like just what's the word now? Typical of the era.
They just really didn't trust that people wanted to just play RPGs.
This should have been like a conversation where you had to convince him, and you had to like you should be able to win this by like trading information with him.
Oh,
like,
look at this though. Oh, just FemShep getting all in there. Just that's the thing. Shepard looks at a Krogan's like, I'm gonna headbutt this. Looks at this thing that just massacred an entire council. Like, I can take it. That's the Shepard we know. That's why I'm Commander fucking Shepard. This is my favourite punch on the Citadel. Oh, let's go.
I'll send them flying.
Oh, taking heavy fire!
Got 0 chance, mate.
So have you seen how fucking stonked I am? You want to block from black holes?
Oh, that's rough. I mean, that admittedly was pretty great because the combat drone just turned him around as we're right next to him. A nice distraction medal for the combat drone there. And I still argue that's maybe one of the greatest, like, not achievements, but just, you know, acknowledgements of people's usefulness.
It's just like it's a kill steal medal, isn't it? Someone stole your kill.
Well, it's not even necessarily that. It's just you can legitimately get rewarded for trying to play as a team and distract somebody. Just the fact that I could purposefully actually say, oh, I'm going to run past them, and while they're distracted, you take them out, and you get some acknowledgement and reward for it.
It's like one of the best things Halo ever did, and the fact they didn't double down on it. It's so dumb. Like Halo Infinite went like full fucking esport. It was like great.
I mean, even Halo 5 did.
I'll send them flying.
Oh, here we go.
It's like just thinking about it, it's so stupid. That enemy that is like the Shadow Broker, or they deal in information they have, and it's a physical fist fight.
Yes.
Like it should have been a series of mini missions.
Yeah, yeah.
Where you could choose to, like, you know, get some really super cool information. You could choose to keep it for yourself or give it to him.
And start taking down like the information ring and stuff.
And then like bring like a super badass mercenary to kill him. That'll give you like the fight that obviously the game wanted. It's like say, well, I've got money, so I've like just brought in like, you know, some heavy hitters, like, you know, some Asari, some Solarians, like so you can deal with these things. And instead it's just, hey.
Shadow Broker, this is Operative Murat. We've had a momentary connection failure. Can you confirm status?
Operative Shora requesting update. Are we still online?
Shadow Broker, I've lost our feed. We're online and awaiting instructions.
Oh no. The Dark Knight.
Lucas, it belongs in my hands.
I think it is. Literally, Karl. I was like, belongs in my hands.
This is the Shadow Broker. The situation is under control.
It's still the thing as well. It's like, is Batman, like, or at least like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, are they like super Republican, like right wing? It's like, well, Batman literally creates like the Patriot Act machine and justifies its use by saying we really, really need it to stop a terrorist.
I want a status report on all operations within the Nexus.
So, but what about the people's freedom? It's like, we need it just this once. We need it just this once, Alfred.
Goddess of Oceans. It's you.
It's one of those things I know. Oh.
Everyone who's ever seen
It's
him
just
in person.
a cough, sorry. But I never thought of it until someone pointed out to me like that, of like, yeah, Batman built the Patriot Act robot and justified its use. Like, oh shit, yeah, he does. He totally built like a robot that all it does is just obliterate people's, like, you know, privacy, and then justifies its use because we need it to kill the Joker.
I'm not sure I'm ready for you to call me that.
I do like that idea, Liara, as well. Well, no one fucking knows who the Shadow Broker is. I can just be the Shadow Broker.
Yeah, like,
how
would you be the Shadow Broker? Well, no one knew who he was.
Everyone who did know who they were fucking dead.
And I think as well, this does come up in like number 3. If you do this, like, Liara just contacts you like, hey, I'm the Shadow Broker now. Here's some free shit.
Yeah, because Liara's part of your party, but she will be like, oh hey, I'm still technically the Shadow Broker, and I've got like a ring of information that can help towards our battles. Like, and it just adds to you. I think it just adds to your war combat strength or whatever.
No, that war combat thing is fine. It's it's an elegant way.
It's a decent, cool way of doing it. Of just like, here's all of the different things. Okay, cool. Well, we've got information. What does that do? Well, it adds to just the general like score of how powerful we are as a unit right now. Because yeah, information is power. So it just helps in the war effort.
Such an elegant way of like, okay, how do we like every conceivable side story you could have done?
Oh yeah, we're getting some.
It's been
It's like, don't let them see this.
Or Morant.
We're different people.
Like every conceivable side quest you'll do, that like we'll throw you a few credits here and there. It's like, but people always legitimately say the game doesn't acknowledge anything you did in the previous games. Like you literally get characters walk up to you and say, "You helped me in the previous game. Here's some stuff."
Anticipated anyone but himself being here.
Yep.
And it's all ours.
What kind of information are we talking about?
I'm not sure. I'll need to go through his files. Come back later and I'll try to have something useful for you.
Yeah, I do
all
like
I
that.
wanted was to rescue Farron, but
oh, I have
is it
access to
wrong
all the information the Shadow Broker had.
With the
Okay,
Shadow
what have we
Broker's
got?
network, I can help you. Maybe I can turn this operation
I don't
into something.
know, Shepard. I've just taken over.
Like,
Give me a bit of time to look over this information.
Like, give me a minute. We'll figure it out.
Maybe I can turn this operation into bag. I'm sure that there's the possibility that something called the Shadow Broker it can be good.
Stranger this time.
Can be used for good.
It probably sucks like quite a little bit. Like I said, just anyone out there, go rewatch that like second Batman movie. It's so bad when you actually think about what Batman's doing. Like when he's flying to China.
Again, we've mentioned this before. Of those movies are very good for, like, when you're watching them, you don't question any of it, and you just kind of get lost in the cool movie, and it does a very good job of that. But yeah, going back and trying to scrutinize and pick plot holes out of Nolan movies, they get picked apart very quickly.
That way, yeah. That way, madness lies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one I just like about the second Batman movie is like when he goes all the way to China.
Yeah.
Batman has never left Gotham in like any other piece of media, but for this one, they sent him to China. It's like he needs to serve American justice.
I mean, realistically, I imagine they sent him to China so that they can appeal to Chinese audiences in cinemas, right?
I'm not sure how you'd appeal to Chinese demographic by saying, "Look, your country fucking sucks. Look how corrupt it is."
I know, but like at the same time, like just generally, a lot of movies, as far as I'm aware, just put in a scene in China so that it will get more appeal in China.
What's this?
A lot of them do, yeah. But that one always like stuck out to me as like, what? Like, the only time Batman's ever left Gotham in any one of these movies is because like a guy is legitimately says, "Hey, I'm a Chinese citizen. America can't fucking touch me because that's like the Sovereignty Act."
Yeah.
It'd be an international incident if they tried to do it, and Batman was like, "Fuck you," like fuck international law.
I mean, like,
Batman.
He's a vigilante, right? Like, yeah, fuck the law. And do like this, you just get a nice extra little space to just go and talk to Liara or check out some, like, yeah, you just get some resources and stuff every now and then.
Information, money is power.
Oh yeah, cool. Just places where you can find, oh, here's like, tell me for some credits where like a location of a planet rich with element 0 is.
That's not bad. Oh, pretty decent. Like credits like virtually unlimited in this, like element 0 and Palladium.
And it's a good way to kind of utilize the fact that, well, we've got information available.
Yeah, because like the DLC, like we're gonna give you like a shit ton of free credits and like contextualize it within the game we made.
Extra pay.
How do we appeal to China? Well, no, I'd say go back and watch. Those Nolan movies are so weird to watch. Like, if you watch them through the lens of 9/11 just happened, when they were writing these, like everything makes sense.
And yeah, just like it as well. One of those things of, obviously, you mentioned that he only goes outside of Gotham for China, and like he does before he's Batman. He goes and trains in Batman Begins and like travels the world and stuff, and then obviously in The Dark Knight Rises he leaves Gotham, but he gets taken out of Gotham by Bane and put in the prison.
I'll still never forget in like Batman like Rises or whatever the fuck it was called.
The Dark Knight Rises.
They sent every single police officer in Gotham into the sewers at once.
How are you doing,
Did you see that thing not long ago? Where they discovered like tunnels, I think it was in New York.
Come on over.
And it was just pictures of we are sending entire squadrons of police into the sewers to investigate all these tunnels, and it's like, no, did you not watch The Dark Knight Rises? Did you not learn?
So Batman comes and gets you.
If you're in over your head, we could just crash this.
So just the fact they sent every police officer at once into the sewer, it's so fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Every single one.
Working on my own, I was always hunting for leads. With the Shadow Broker's resources, it's about organizing, cataloging.
As I say,
I've got everything, Shepard.
They're
This is a dream
good
job.
to great movies, depending on which one you're talking about in the trilogy, but Nolan films get picked apart very quickly when you sit back and start thinking of like, well, there's plot holes here, there, and everywhere. Like, yeah, but did you think it was a really fucking cool movie while you were watching it? Yeah, probably.
Have you found anything useful yet?
The Shadow Broker knew about the Reapers.
It's very easy to pick apart Batman media in general, I'd say, as well, because
He didn't want Saren.
None of it makes sense, no.
The character's just like this insane person.
He also knew that the collectors were Protheans.
Like, nothing the character ever does make sense.
There's even some data on the Protheans.
And, like, it can only be read, like, if, like, just, you accept that he is just a fucking psychopath.
Oh, I want to talk about us, Liara.
You know, I didn't come down here just to talk about data.
Tell me
I
more.
know. We have some unfinished business. But just because we were together before, I miss you. But it's been 2 years. I don't want to put pressure on you.
Just, okay, no hard feelings. That's fair enough. Liara's like, look, it's been 2 years, we've not seen each other. You were dead. I don't really want to pressure this relationship back onto you when it was a one-night stand, essentially.
Yeah, this is as well. We thought we were going to die, so you know, like you were kind of like the only person there, Shepard. So what? Shut up.
Well, I want to see what happens if we say like, I want to make this happen again.
You put pressure on me.
I think like eventually, like if you try and romance Thane, you've got to make there is a point where you get told you have to make a choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
By old Davis, I was like a huge slut in my place.
Shit. We just invited her back, presumably for a booty call.
Let's go. Let's go now.
Should we maybe save? I don't, because like if we sleep with Liara now, are we gonna lock off the romance with Thane?
I don't think so.
Good. Next time I come back, it's a date.
Right. I'm gonna save here, and then I'm gonna do a quick Google of just, does Liara count as a proper romance in Mass Effect 2? Because I don't want to be like, oh hey, look, like romance scene between these two, but then we lock off the Thane option. Yeah, so,
It's nearly time to repurchase effective caste status on Karshan. I have deducted funds to grant you
yeah,
full
the
elite access.
Shepherd's Cabin scene is considered to be a romance scene for Liara. You'll be locked in with her if you choose happily ever after if it shows up. So yeah, it will lock us out of other romances.
No, we don't want that.
No, we don't. We do not. So,
I'm
sorry, Liara, we're just going to leave you on that line. All we're going to do is, like, I'd love to hook up sometime, Liara, but not right now, and just never contact her again.
Let's be fair, I've been them. Told you, Lucas, we're going to be space sluts.
I really want a romance Thane.
The thing's what Thane will be dead in like 6 months and Liara lives for 1,000 years.
She'll
Just
never
call
know.
her after he's
That's
dead.
the thing, is like she literally like just needs to hang on for a few months. We'll call up and be like, "Oh, how about that drink?" As Thane's just on his deathbed. Like, Thane's
The thing is, though, to Liara, that'd be like a girl, like, you know, a human girl, calling her after like 3 weeks. Like, she lives for like 1,000 years. Like, 6 months to her is the equivalent of like 4 days.
Just Liara,
No
bear with
message for
us.
you, Commander.
We just need to get some of that Drell D, just as you were, clearly.
Yep. So you know what? I won't ask you what you were doing. You don't ask me what I was doing. How does that sound? It's like perfect.
So when did you hook up with Thane? Was it like, you know, in those 2 years where we were apart? It might have been exactly just after I said that I wanted to sleep with you, but we'll miss that part out. Just
So
forget
Liara,
about that part.
Yeah, like, what were you doing? I'm not going to ask what you were doing. You don't ask what I was doing.
But yeah, 2 interesting DLCs in the sense of just like there's a kernel of
No messages for you.
enjoyable parts in there for me, but the fact that they had to drag it out with all like vehicle missions and combat encounters over and over and over, it
smacks of we need to give people value for money. We need to say, ooh, 8 hours of content. It's like, but nowadays you get away with just saying, hey, you get to hang out with your bros.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Baldur's Gate's the perfect example. They had like the party DLC.
Well,
like it was free.
What's listed as one of the greatest DLCs of all time. The only
The
Mass
Citadel.
Effect DLC that people give a shit about is Citadel. But the entire point is just get together with your team and interact with each other. Just, would you like to invite your friends to a party and chat for a while? That is undoubtedly always picked out as the best Mass Effect DLC. And yeah, it's just instead people are like, oh, but you really like to do 2 hours worth of just combat missions and a 5-minute conversation.
Now.
It's like that 5-minute conversation in the fucking Overlord one. It's like really interesting. But we didn't need that 2 hours of going around in the fucking Hammerhead and scanning things and all this shit.
That's what they think you want now. Bums on
Yeah.
seat.
Dear oh dear, but I mean, thank you all for joining, and I think next time we will be launching into the Reaper IFF mission. The mission that we have been avoiding for the longest amount of time.
We now have all of our teammates. Are they all are they loyal?
So we have every teammate but one, which, you know, may turn up in the IFF mission, spoilers. And then
we didn't do tallies. We saving tallies, aren't we?
We didn't do tallies mission
because we want to do that with the new teammate. We're going to get spoilers.
I'll go get those like rich resource planets off stream, and then yeah, the Citadel Tachanka. Rescue Dr. Kenson as a side mission, but that's the only other mission I can see. Is just like we've got the IFF one, help Tally and rescue this doctor. I'll check what that doctor mission is for next time, just in case.
You might be quick. We probably don't do it in like half an hour.
Yeah, we might just go and briefly just bash that one out before we go get the Reaper IFF. But the Reaper IFF mission is, as we mentioned multiple times, the one where like don't go and do this mission because you get put on a timer. So not like a in-world timer, but like the number of missions you get to do is limited before shit starts hitting the fan.
Yep.
So we'll do the IFF mission next time, like regardless of whether we do this Dr. Kenson one. That won't be long, I'm sure. So
I can't imagine it'd be that long.
Yeah, we'll acquire a Reaper IFF, and maybe we'll acquire something else along the way, Carl.
Oh boy, he's DC Douglas. I can feel it. He's on his way.
Oh, thank you all for joining. I'll be doing some Tunic Tuesdays tomorrow with more Link Between Worlds, where I think we may be close enough to the end of the game where we'll be finishing it tomorrow, depending on how long it takes me to do the dungeons, but we'll see about that, and we'll be able to get to talk about the Pokemon Presents Direct, or whatever it's called, Pokemon Presents, for tomorrow, where they'll clearly announce 83 new Pokemon games.
Of course, yeah.
Everyone gets super hyped, and they're definitely not going to announce, like, one spin-off title or something, don't worry. It's not going to just be updates to Pokemon Go and Cafe Remix. Like, I think we're in a down year for Pokemon. I think it needs to be I kind of hope it is, because of how much of a mess Scarlet and Violet were.
Just hopefully they're going to put things like, put Pokemon to get some time in the oven.
Yeah, thank you all for joining, and hopefully we can, or just another time for Mass Effect or whatever. Yeah, thank you all, and I hope you all have a lovely day, evening, or night, wherever you are.
Cheers, everyone.